In the summer in North China, we can see many small ponds where small fish and shrimp swim around. Many insects live in the ponds too. Is this a mantis? Isn't it supposed to live within the trees? How come it's on the water? Is it here to hunt? This insect does look a little like a mantis, but it is actually a Ranatra chinensis, which has nothing to do with the mantis family. With a similar appearance to a mantis, it belongs to another insect family, the Pentantomordia. Living in water most of the time, they are also known as aquatic insects. When we saw it lying on the water grass, it was basking in the sun and absorbing the heat. So, does it need oxygen in the water? Of course. It can only hunt underwater after it has absorbed enough oxygen. Ranatra chinensis is also a predatory insect. Its main targets are small fish and shrimp. This Ranatra chinensis lies in the wetland, inhaling air through its breathing tube sticking up out of the water. After absorbing enough oxygen, it can dive underwater. It won't move again when it finds a perfect hiding place in the wetland. It grasps the grass tightly with its hind legs, keeping its body stable. With its two eyes staring ahead and front feet posing an attacking posture, it waits for the prey to approach. The little fish and shrimp have no idea that a terrifying killer is hiding in the grass, but this killer has coveted its targets for a long time. Even without sharp spines on its front feet, the Ranatra chinensis can still clamp the small fish tightly. Now, the Ranatra chinensis releases its grip on the water grass and floats with its prey. It only feeds once its prey is exhausted. It mustn't have had a decent meal for a long time. Its next of kin, a water scorpion, isn't idle either, because being idle means hunger. It waits quietly in the wetland for its prey to approach. Soon, a small fish comes near. It abruptly grabs the fish with its front legs. Its predation skills are equal to the Ranatra chinensis. Its lunch has been solved today. The Renatra chinensis has a different mouthpart from the water scorpion and mantis. It looks like a thin tube with a needle inside. Such a mouthpart is called a piercing sucking mouthpart. Although it seems different from the mouthpart of a mantis, it is a specialization of the upper and lower jaws of a chewing mouthpart through billions of years of evolution. When the Renatra chinensis catches a fish, it will plunge its thin straw into the fish's body, along with the thinner needle inside. Then its secreted digestive fluid will dissolve the fish meat before it is finally sucked into its mouth. We can clearly see the entire process of its sucking through a close-up lens. Another aquatic insect lives in the same pond as the Renatra chinensis, the Predaceae diving beetle. It belongs to Coleoptera and also feeds on small fish and shrimp. The most curious thing is that every time before hunting, it will dive into the water with an oxygen tank, because without a breathing organ, it has to breathe with an oxygen tank, which is a bubble squeezed out of the gap between its elytrum and abdomen. When oxygen in the bubble is running out due to high water pressure, oxygen dissolved in the water will keep seeping into the bubble, enabling it to breathe continuously. The trachea of the Predaceae diving beetle is connected to the bubble, and the oxygen that seeps into the bubble flows into the trachea non-stop. When the Predaceae diving beetle swims, it retracts the bubble. It squeezes out another bubble when it waits for prey in deep water. With enough oxygen, it can hunt freely in the water. This is a sunny morning in the Gaowang Nature Reserve in Hunan. After a long night, many insects in the forest emerge. Vinchukas are searching for prey in the tree, but are far less fortunate than this katydid nymph. It has just hatched and is still in its infancy, but it likes to act alone. Here it can find its favorite leaves and fresh grass. From its appearance, we can see that it is still tender and weak, with a size of only about 1.5 centimeters. But it already has instincts and is fully able to live independently. Not far away, some tiny insects gather together for a meal. They are wasp larvae. They binge on their favorite leaves of the plants in Rosaceae. After finishing one leaf, one larva trespasses on the territory of the small katydid. The alert katydid notices it immediately. Is the typically vegetarian katydid interested in such a thing? something remarkable happens. Fearing nothing, the seemingly weak katydid scurries over, presses the wasp larva under its body, and tears it with its sharp jaws. With only a few bites, it rips the prey's body open and gulps. This may be its most satisfying meal after birth. It proves that the katydid is an omnivorous insect that lives on both meat and plants. The food chains sometimes cross. On a sunny day, one of the relatives of the little katydid also comes out to forage for food. It's called a long-horned grasshopper, which looks like an elegant gentleman. It belongs to the Tetecanidae and is green all over. Its most notable feature is the huge teeth. It crawls leisurely through the grass when suddenly it notices the wild chrysanthemums in front, where many bees and butterflies gather nectar. It's the second group of visitors who have come here today. But it's not here to feed on nectar, and its mouth isn't suitable for sucking liquids. So, what exactly is it doing here? It quickly moves towards a blooming chrysanthemum and starts to gulp down the petals. The flower season is always brief. When there are no flowers, it has to appease its hunger with wild grass and weeds. Although it can absorb rich plant nutrients, it's far from meeting its growth needs. So, does it eat meat? Yes. Animal protein is also crucial for it. A cricket is flitting about in the grass, carefully snooping around, trying to look for its favorite weeds. But the male grasshopper nearby finds it. What an unexpected encounter! As the cricket searches for food, the grasshopper follows closely behind. Without raptorial legs like that of a mantis, it has to use its front legs to hold down the cricket. Although the hunting skill is rough compared to the mantis, it is still effective. As the night falls, the grasshopper has enough and gradually falls asleep. In the forest, fireflies with glowing tails can be seen everywhere. These little things look both cute and beautiful. The fireflies flying about at night are adults. They usually prey on their own kinds and snails. Occasionally, they eat some pollen. This is a female lamprigera. But those who love meat the most are the larvae of fireflies, which prey on earthworms and snails. The larvae of Lamprigera, one of the terrestrial fireflies, particularly love meat. They live under the cool, humid fallen leaves in mountainous areas of medium to low altitudes. They are about the same size as adults, about 1 centimeter long, and covered with hard shells like armor. They prefer to forage for food at night. A snail comes out to look for food. The larva has been waiting for a long time. The snail will come out of its shell and crawl slowly when there is no danger. When it encounters the firefly larva, it immediately retracts into its shell, trying to shut the predator out. But the larva goes straight to its shell's opening. With a slender body, it can worm its way into the snail's shell and bite the protective layer into pieces to eat its flesh. It's much more flexible than a carabid beetle. As it bites, it mercifully injects an anesthetic into the prey. When it gets tired, it'll take a break. If the mouth part of a carabid beetle is like a pair of pliers, the mouth part of the firefly larva is like a pair of mini scissors. A carabid beetle will chew its prey up, while the firefly larva will inject anesthesia and digestive enzymes into its meal before it chews the prey into meat pulp with its sharp mouth part and then gulps it down. Although ladybug larvae are only a little smaller than firefly larvae, their prey is much smaller than the snails and earthworms that firefly larvae prey on. How much smaller? Even sesame seeds are several times bigger. These are aphids. It's suitable for ladybug larvae hunting, though, because their prey always stays still. Such prey is easy to catch but still requires the ladybug larvae to be very flexible. They walk in the tree as easily as walking on firm earth. No matter where aphids hide in branches, they can search them out and eat them. During this period, they grow fast and need a lot of food. Their appetite is excellent. The adult harlequin ladybird has the same mouthpart as its larva and also likes aphids. Adults have stronger jaws and can mash aphids with one bite. Moreover, they have a wide range of things to do and can fly further to hunt. Among insects also exists a small food chain. Carnivorous insects can always kill herbivorous insects, which is determined by their respective position in the food chain. Carnivorous insects are a part of the food chain of small animals, themselves, and herbivorous insects. A food chain is a line, also known as the nutrition chain, which reveals the balanced relationship between food chains and the food webs of the creatures in nature. And food chains form complex food webs in nature. This is a chain relationship between various creatures connected with food in the ecosystem. Both food chains and food webs are the nutritional structure of the ecosystem. The more complex the ecosystem's food chains and food webs, the more stable the ecosystem is. In fact, by focusing on the fate of insects, we're paying attention to ecological stability and balance.